Hello, dear people. The mysterious UVB-76 radio station broadcast coded words again. Their meaning remains a mystery. The mysterious UVB-76 radio station broadcast coded words again. Their meaning remains a mystery. Non-voice messages interrupted the monotonous buzzing on the 46.5 kHz frequency. But there is no evidence that they are connected to the Russian missile that fell in Poland. The mysterious Russian shortwave radio station, known around the world as UVB-76 or the buzzer, once again interrupted its monotonous signal and broadcast a series of code words whose meaning remains inaccessible to outside observers. On July 30, radio amateurs and specialized channels monitoring the airwaves recorded 9 separate voice transmissions. They contained seemingly unrelated words, followed by groups of numbers, and the alphanumeric identifier A-balai. Among the recorded words were Vizyatoknitsa, Sexafat, Monarchist, Motel, Muzopeus, Boyazlivost, Stepeni, Lavreka, Kletchatka, and Nedotepa. Some of the first reports in foreign media rendered them inaccurately or translated them literally, which further intensified the sensational tone of the story. Lavretka is the Russian name for the Italian greyhound, while Nedotepa means an awkward, clumsy, or inept person. Kletchaka is generally translated as fiber or cellulose, rather than cell. Other combinations, including Mozopeus, Sexafat, and Sugopans, have no established common meaning. This does not mean, however, that the words should be interpreted literally. In coded military communications, they may designate predetermined instructions, recipients, readiness levels, or may be part of a training message with no operational significance. Trump sent nuclear submarines. After a Russian hint about the dead hand system, the increased attention to the broadcasts coincided with a serious missile incident in Poland. A Russian Kh-101 cruise missile entered Polish airspace and fell near Tarnowa, Colonia, approximately 9,100 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. The explosion left a crater approximately 10 meters in diameter, but caused no casualties. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk initially stated that the debris was, with a high degree of certainty, from a Russian missile. Warsaw subsequently lodged an official protest with the Russian ambassador. There is no evidence that the radio station's activity was connected to the missile. The coincidence in timing is enough to generate speculation, but it does not allow one to conclude that the coded messages contained strike orders, a warning, or a response to the incident. UVB-76 has been transmitting on the 4625 kHz frequency since the Cold War era. For most of the day, a repetitive mechanical sound can be heard on the air. From time to time, the buzzing stops and a male or female voice pronounces combinations of call signs, numbers, and unusual words in Russian. The name UVB-76 actually originated from a misread old call sign, but it became established among radio amateurs. During different periods, the network has used other identifiers, while in recent years, Abru has most frequently been heard in its messages. The specialized military radio monitoring database Priam identifies the buzzer as a Russian military communications system, according to analysts. Some of the messages resemble what are known as monoliths, short-coded orders that are supposed to be transmitted immediately to designated military commanders. Most likely, there are thousands, tens of thousands, and perhaps even more dormant intelligence cells around the world. The center, Moscow, sends a code, while the agents have a decoder and receive instructions for their further activities. At the same time, the system also allows for the transmission of messages with no actual operational significance. They may serve for training, testing the communications link, or deceiving foreign radio intelligence services. Without the corresponding cipher key, an outside listener cannot determine whether they have intercepted a genuine command or a controlled transmission. Trump and Putin held a 2-hour conversation about the war in Ukraine. A similar wave of speculation occurred on May 19, 2025, when, before the telephone conversation between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, the message 18905 Valvudov 4097 Vavyard 573 was heard on the air. Several hours later, another combination was transmitted containing the word Boltanka. In this case as well, no connection between the diplomatic conversation and the radio messages was established. The buzzer regularly transmits coded words, and on certain days its activity reaches dozens of voice transmissions. Professor David Stupples, an expert in electronic communications, believes that the station is almost certainly part of a Russian military system. One practical explanation for the continuous signal is that it keeps the frequency reserved for extremely important communications and prevents it from being occupied by another operator. The shortwave signal can travel enormous distances by reflecting off the ionosphere. This allows messages to reach different parts of Russia without the need for the internet, cellular networks, or satellite communications, a significant advantage during war, a cyber attack, or a major communications disruption. The previous missile incident in Poland left NATO facing a dangerous unknown. The most ominous theory links UVB-76 to the Soviet perimeter system, known in the West as the dead hand. According to this theory, an interruption of the signal could potentially play a role in a mechanism for a nuclear retaliatory strike if the Russian leadership were destroyed. There is no evidence for this version. Radio monitoring specialists regard it as a popular legend that mixes a real military communications network with a separate nuclear command system. Unsubstantiated are also the more fantastical claims about connections with UFOs, mind control, or secret experiments involving the ionosphere. The most plausible explanation is less spectacular. The buzzer serves to transmit coded messages to Russian military structures and to maintain a backup communications channel. Only the sender and the recipients know what the words transmitted on July 30 actually mean. Until Moscow reveals the purpose of the network, every interruption of its characteristic signal will continue to generate alarming theories. For now, however, the unusual words are evidence only that the radio station is operating, not that the world is moving closer to a nuclear confrontation.